Oh, hey everybody. It's not my usual spot, this is it? Sitting on the floor. There we go. Yeah. It's just that I need some room to do this, so hopefully I'm going to be able to see it. I'm just going to move actually my incense sticks out of the way because they're blocking my view of the chat. How are you all doing this evening? Hope you're all well. Do let me know if the audio levels are good for you guys. Hopefully they're alright. I've got my external mic and everything, so hopefully the music isn't too loud if I did. So, but yeah, so I hope you guys are all doing well. So, that looks a bit weak. That's no good. You can't start a stream without some decently brewed tea. Let's give that a little moment longer. So, yeah, so. You lost video, oh dear. Hopefully it's okay now. Do let me know. I didn't touch anything, my hands have been here, guys. There you go, let's just point the camera up this way a little bit to start with. So, yes, no, I didn't touch anything, I promise. My hands are away from the computer. So, but yes. Hey there, TriDoWaveSod, how you doing? Good to see you again. So, do let me know if you get any video problems. I'm just looking at the OBS display here. It's saying that it's running at a pretty solid 25 FPS. Should be okay, but yeah. Hey Dedalus, how you doing? Yeah. Good to see you, yes. We're going to be unboxing some of your goodies, Dedalus. Go Turkey, Kay, you missed your delivery day. Oh no, that's a pain, isn't it? I'm quite lucky where I live. Basically, there's usually somebody in to accept a parcel, but failing that, they usually drop these parcels off at the local co-op, which means that I can easily pop in there after work and pick it up from there, because it's one of those post office counters that's open till 11 o'clock at night. So, hey Pishbot, how you doing? Yeah, Doug, you're right, it's absolutely the law, so particularly on a Tuesday evening, so it's not beer o'clock here on a Tuesday. But yes, no, we have to have properly brewed tea. I mean, that's I wouldn't wash my dishes in how well brewed that was before. So yeah, Pishbot, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a little while. Hope you're well. Hey Chris, how you doing? So I guess we'll. Oh, Stephen's in the chat. Hey Stephen, thank you. It's here. It's here. It's arrived. So yeah, great to see the two of the fundamental guys behind this in the chat. So thanks for joining us. I say us. I mean it's me. There is nobody else. So hence the low quality video production credentials and the drop video. But it's all good. So yeah, great to see you. So I don't want to spend the next half an hour greeting everybody. I'll greet everybody as they come in or whatever in the chat. So do say hi. I hope you enjoyed tonight's streams, guys. It's going to be a live unboxing, which I propose to do very shortly, because apart from just open it up just to make sure that it was in there, that it wasn't one of those wacky arm-waving inflatable balloon men or whatever it was out of Family Guy. I just, I've not looked in here at all, so I'm as eager as the rest of you are to actually see what's in here. I mean, as I say, it's probably not a monkey with a miniature symbol with a kazoo in its mouth. It's hopefully a Checkmate 1500 plus. But I also wanted to talk through what I've got to go with it, what my plans are, and yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. I might need to adjust the camera angles at various points tonight, so please don't expect amazing, slick, you know, moving from one camera to the other, because I've only got the one web camera. I can use my phone to do stuff, but my charging cable isn't long enough. So yeah, hey there. Oh look, we got Neil Retro Man Cave in the chat. So you've been plugging it. Well done, Dave. Thank you. So yeah, Necronom, hi. Great to see you. Just watched the RMC unboxing. Cool, isn't it? So I caught that on the Patreon preview too. Hey Mark, how you doing? Nice to see a new name in the chat. So yes. Yeah, hey Duncan, how you doing? Oh, you've also watched your RMC video, so yeah, we wonder whether mine is the same colour. So we're not going to be building this tonight, guys. That live stream is coming hopefully this weekend. So probably on Saturday I will be actually doing the build live. Who knows how long that stream will be. The main reason for that is, one, there's just a few bits outstanding still, but two, I have to absolutely RTFM. Yeah, before I even get started. So yeah, hey there William, how you doing? So yeah, so great to see HP Zeta, nice to see you. Robert, nice to see you as well. So will it be the same colour? We will find out, folks. So there we go, packing labels. So I was invoice number 1046. So that's pretty cool. So no, I'm not milking it. I just have milk with my tea, Dave. So right. So let's do this. I'm gonna just see how the angles look to start with. I've got official opening equipment here, a knife and some scissors. So, yeah. What will I be putting in it, Necronom? I'm going to go through all of that in good time, my friend. So, yes, we're going to be going through all of that. So, this is like a public Christmas, isn't it? So, there we go. That does that. I'm just going to move my tea out the way a bit. Just going to pour that as well. So, hope the audio levels are all good, guys. I'm just going to bring the microphone as close to me as possible. There we go. There is music playing, yes. Hey there, Bill. How you doing? Good to see you. So yes, Necronom, I will be going through what I'm going to be doing and so forth as part of all of this. So yeah, here goes. So let me just see if I can just raise up the camera tripod a little bit, just to allow me to get a more top-down view. So there we go. Thankfully, being a photographer, I do actually own a half-decent tripod. So there we go. You might already spy what's going to go in this baby. So, Christmas in August, definitely. So 40 watching? Wow. That's amazing. Thanks, guys. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I mean, usually on my streams, I do boring things like pixel art and creative stuff like using the Amiga and playing games on it. And just, but yeah, so amazing, isn't it? People love gear. Would the 500 be a hint? I don't know, Just 80. Could it be a hint? So, I'm trying to keep up with the chat, guys, but this is a little bit busier than I'm used to. So, full house, definitely. Neville, nice to see you. So, yeah, just, I will spoil the surprise. The 600 is definitely not going in there. So, Sabertooth Barnacle, good to see you. Hey, Phil. Absolutely. So, needs the Zelda chest open sound. It does, doesn't it? Can I kind of do that? Da-da-da-da! Something like that, isn't it? So, more milk needed in the tea? No, there isn't. Right, let's just do this. So, yeah, I will try and keep up with the chat, but literally this is scrolling by at a rate of knots. So, Edvin, good to see you. Will I have a black one? Well, we will see. Abraxas, good to see you. Congrats on the Emmy. Oh, did Bill get an Emmy? Ooh, well done, Bill. Okay, right, we have one box. So, quite a light box. I've never done one of these unboxings before, guys, so I've never publicly opened presents, shall we say. So yes, so we have a light box. We don't know what's in there. I'm not going to shake it about too much, you know. Is it broken yet? And we have another box. Ooh, this one's a little bit heavier. Okay. Hey Paul, how you doing? Oh, well, I'm just about to show off some of your amazing design skills. So, because the next thing that's in here is this beautiful poster designed by Paul Kitchen there. Look at that. Ain't that awesome? So, yeah, what a gorgeous poster. I don't know where I'm going to be able to put that up. I have been decorating the kitchen and putting up some pictures and stuff. And I've got a Landmark Nibanuichi poster on the way, but which is definitely going up in the kitchen, folks. So I don't think that one will be, but yeah. So yeah, so only the best in this chat. Yeah, I know, it's not too bad, is it? It's just a shame you got me as your host. So, hey, Tayel, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right, Tarjel or Tayel, do let me know. You've got an A1200 030 plastic rubbish case now, with you had a pimped out 500, cool. Right, okay, so awesome poster. So now we have the prima donna sort of, well, I don't know, not the prima donna, that's something else in it, but the main event. So I'm just gabbling now, aren't I? Ugh, it's heavy. Steve, it's too heavy. Okay, this requires a different tactic. Look away now, kids. So as you can see, I'm probably not the best at doing these unboxing. doing this all wrong really, but there you go. Right, let's move some of these other boxes out of the way. And open the window because it's absolutely baking. Ooh, that's better. Right, okay. So, wow. Hey Tina, how you doing? I really do hope I'm not missing anybody joining, but it's the chat is scrolling by at a rate of knots. So hey DTs, yeah, I got one all right. So good to see you again. Right, okay, let's see how this has turned out. Upside down. Woohoo! Look at that. Wow. Let's just turn this the right way round. There it is, look at that. Oh, awesome. So, there it is. That is it, guys. Ugh. Look at that box. And the design for this was done by Paul Kitchen. Hey, Sandra, how you doing? Wow, it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that design. Now, I've not bought a computer in a box like this. Well, not this is a whole computer, obviously, but I've not bought a computer like this since, I suppose the last one that I got in a nice box would be my Mac Mini, I guess. That comes in a nice little box. But a big box like this, that would definitely have to be... the PowerBook G4 came in a nice box all those years ago, but I'm going to have to say the Amiga 1200 when I got that in 1996. That was the last big box computer that I got, but isn't that just beautiful? And look at that wonderful design in there. Look at that. Awesome. So, perhaps I'm going to put an A1222 in it. Who knows? Who knows what could be going in it? So I'm just going to bring it around so you can see all sides of the box. Yeah, look at that. It's got all the different back planes or whatever you want to call them on the back there that you can use this with, because this is compatible with obviously Amiga 500s, 600s and 1200s. What else? That new Aeon motherboard, A1222. What else? And PC sort of motherboards and stuff like that. So you have to excuse, I don't really know all of the modern phrasing for cases. But in fact, actually, it's got it on there, hasn't it? So you got vampires, Raspberry Pis, mini ITX stroke micro ATX, and then the A1222, and then our good old Amiga 500, 600 and 1200. So yeah, so it's pretty awesome. Chris put an Atari ST in it. Oh dear, where's my holy water? So if only all girls were excited about computing. Okay, well, there is a good reason for this, and I will be going into that in just a moment. So, but yeah, this is beautiful. This is like buying my Amiga 600 or receiving it in the post from Silica after all those years. And when I got my Amiga 600 in 1993, the Lemmings pack and all the cover art. So, isn't it awesome? Isn't it gorgeous? Hey, Chris Toast, how you doing? So, yeah, it's just beautiful and it's just really nice, simple design there. So, okay. Right, now let's see if we can get a good angle for you guys here. So let's just adjust this a wee bit. Oh, hang on, I'm going to have to change what the tripod's doing quite a bit. Let's back this way. And will you come forward a bit without causing a major disaster? Okay, that'll do. I'm just going to see if I can unsnag the cable just to come forwards a bit more. Awesome, that gives me about another 6 inches or so, I guess. And excuse it whilst it just turns around. Like I say, don't expect production values on this, folks. Okay, I think that gives you quite a good view, doesn't it? So, time to take the hoodie off. It's got very warm everyone. Right, so here it is, folks. Yeah, I could put a Raspberry Pi in it. In fact, actually, when I found out a bit more about what's happening with the Pis and that new magical Siamese thing, who knows? So you can't hear my voice. I disappeared for a bit, that's why, so... Can you hear me now? Do let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, so... Yeah. The microphone's showing it's working, DT, so hopefully you can hear me. It's just because I moved away just to move the... You can hear me fine, cool. Okay, awesome, thanks, so let me know, try to post on. I do apologise, guys, that I'm completely incapable of keeping up with all the chat just by myself, but you all sound like you're having a good time, and I'll try and... The song's a little loud, okay. We're just building attention here, aren't we, Boffins? Sorry, it's just different tracks, and they're obviously mixed to different levels, aren't they? So, there you go, let's bring it down. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Hopefully that's a bit better now. It's different tracks, and I have no idea to what level they've been mixed to. So, okay, so nice little tab just on the end there. I'm just going to wait until somebody says whether the sound level's better now. Sorry. That's better. Thank you. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to deafen you all, guys. Okay, so, yeah, it's just got this nice little tab here. It just comes down like so. Ooh, I think you might end up seeing this before me. That's better, is it? Awesome, so, right. Ooh, goodies. Here be goodies. Okay, let's go around here. So there it is. Wow. Well, I think the colour has been somewhat revealed, hasn't it? So, okay, so we've got some lovely packaging that's kept it all nice and secure. And then we've got some more cardboard. Let's have some tea. Right, and then we've got this beautiful... Oh, it's all sellotaped in nicely. There we go. Very well packed, Steve. Very well packed. So should this video be rated an 18? It is quite right. Let's just see if I can get that to focus. There you go. Beautiful printed manual there. It's not often you get one of those these days, is it? So you didn't get indeed guess right on the colour goldfish. So there we go, look at that. So, and it's got the, that's the, I can just see it from the side here, but that's the Los Gatos Amiga team, the original Amiga team there. You've got, I can see Carl Sassenrath straight away, and then I believe, yeah, so J Miner's just in the corner there, isn't he? Ooh, I'm not very good at doing these angles, but yeah, classic photo. So, yeah, these guys made it possible, so, yeah. So, yeah, so this is what I'm going to be reading over the next few evenings when I go to bed, just so that I get the idea of what it's all to do with. So, I do appear to be somewhat, I should cover up a bit more, but anyway, it's not that kind of stream, guys. Yeah, so, yeah, so, of course, when Steve released the original 59, there's no Twitch, so pass through, yeah, exactly. So yes, does it have the new hardware manual smell? It does smell very new, yes, it does indeed. So it's not very often that I sniff a manual. Yeah, oh, and here's all of the backers. So wow, so bit of a roll call at the back here, isn't there? So yeah, there you go. Wow, there's lots of you. Yeah, there we go. I'm in there. So, yeah, I shall be reading that. Oh, and I've got another little poster here, so that's very nice. Another of Paul Kitching's amazing designs there. Hopefully it's focused in alright, so, yeah. Yeah, the black one should look nice, a Sharpex 68000 look, so yeah, absolutely. Definitely, so... Black isn't a classic Amiga colour though. Ooh, contentious point there. Wasn't the very first developer systems for the Amiga black, the Zorro systems? I might be wrong there. But I believe that apart from the CD-TV and the CD32 Commodore, particularly with regards to the Amiga 3000 Plus prototypes and the 4000 prototypes, they did those in black cases. CD-TV disagrees. I've hit 50 views, wow, that's amazing. Well, I hope you enjoyed the stream, guys. You know, if you want to leave a like, it's always appreciated because more people will see it as a result. So, wow, look at this. All packaging. Right, so the idea with this, and this is ingenious packaging, guys. I'm just going to bring this back a bit. This bit folds down, and instead of having to lift it out, you can just slide it forward. Look at that. Now, isn't that attention to detail? Ooh. Yeah. Look at that. Nicely packaged at the bottom there, another bit of card there. More card. More card, and you can shake a sticker. So, look at that. There it is. Ooh. Hopefully you can somewhat see this, guys. Let me just move the box back a bit. There we go. There it is, guys. It's there. Look at that. Amazing. Hey, Pints of Amiga Games Night. Good to see you. 54 viewers. Wow. That is so nice, isn't it? Now, let's just adjust the camera view because I can't hold that for too long. There we go. Still here, folks. Oh dear. There we are. Right. It got a bit hot in here, as you can tell. There we go. That's better. I'm just going to bring this down again. Right. So, there it is. I can rest that now. Maybe I can just tilt that down a bit. There we go. There it is. It's amazing, isn't it? Stephen, you're a legend for making this. You really are. You might not feel comfortable taking a compliment if you're anything like me, but you've done some amazing work here, and I hope you feel incredibly proud of this. I think I can speak on behalf of everybody who has taken part of the Kickstarter, and also those who want to purchase one, and probably just the Amiga community in general. This is one fine creation. Yeah, your case building. So that's the next 50 or so. So, wow, look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? So let's just slip this plastic off. You can see some extra cooling just down the bottom bit there. I'm excited as I was, but yeah, absolutely, DTs, definitely. So, does it smell new? Oh, I've had nights out less potent than that smell. Shouldn't really say stuff like that, should I? But yeah, it is definitely strong enough to put a CRT on that. I'll tell you a funny story about Amiga 3000s and CRTs tonight. So, not good with compliments. Well, you're a bit like me then, Steve. If somebody pays you a compliment, then you tend to bat it away. But I think deep down, you're also very proud of this. So, yeah, we're just very grateful for all of the time and the effort that you put into it. So yeah, this feels solid, guys. This absolutely it is genuinely. There is. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to bash it about, but there is literally. I mean, it's just. Yeah, it's just solid. It's, you know, it's not like those Micronic Infinity Towers that they brought, or whatever they were, Infinitive Towers that came out in the 90s, which were a bit flexy. This is strong, and it has got that Amiga 3000 colour. So the plastics are, I wouldn't say they're glossy, but they've got a reasonable sheen to them. Yeah, that's definitely the Amiga colour. So you know, the plastic just feels strong. You know, even the floppy drive panel, I'm not going to obviously abuse it, but that just feels solid, you know. So yeah, but yes, this is definitely strong enough to put a CRT on it. I'd quite happily put probably a 17-inch CRT on there. But yeah, and then obviously let's go around to the back. Go. So at the back, so this, I've got the back plane for an Amiga 500. So that's where the power supply will go in, and all the Amiga 500 ports come in here. There's a couple of spare slots here if I was ever to use a Zorro card or something like that, but that's not necessarily on my agenda. Jump on it. I'm not going to jump on it. Yeah, so you're on the waiting list, yeah, Talia. Don't drop it. Yes, I shan't, yeah. No worries, Christos, thanks for jumping in and say. Hey there, Arnold, how you doing? So yeah, so it looks awesome. It is solid. It is absolutely solid. So up here is like an additional port for the keyboard, which I'll hopefully show you in a minute. So that's awesome. So yeah, it is well and truly solid. The one big difference is, now I'm struggling to remember this, but I used to have an Amiga 3000 20 odd years ago. I'm pretty certain that some of the ports were on this side. So that would be that's the right hand side, isn't it? So I'm pretty certain they were on this side. But yeah, so yes, it will look really, really nice with a CRT on it, as some of you in the chat are saying. So, but yeah, this I believe takes an SFX power supply. I hope so, because that's what I bought. So yeah, I can actually even see inside of here there is already bits in here, so I'm not going to bang this about too much. But yeah, if I just bring this back around to the front again, because I just want to look at it a bit more. There we go. Let's see if I can just point this down a bit. There we go. Yeah, so basically this part here is obviously completely blank. This is where the Commodore Amiga 3000 sort of logo would have been previously, but obviously it's blank now, but I'm going to see to that. We've got a power and drive light here. There is also a little snap out part, I believe, just here for where you can sort of put in sort of, I don't know, what do you call them, like memory card interfaces and stuff like that. So yeah, ports had to move. Absolutely they did, Stephen. Yes, absolutely. So thanks Arnold, it's very kind. So it is a really great design, and we've got this lovely mechanical switch here. I don't know if you, oops, I'm going to bump that. Nice. So yes, it is wider than an original Amiga 3000, because Stephen's designed this so that it will also have a 5 1/4 inch bay here if you want to put like a CD-ROM drive or a DVD-ROM drive in here or whatever it is. So, but I've not gone for that option because generally speaking I don't need much use of putting CDs into Amigas these days. So yeah, but otherwise it is absolutely stunning. It really is. The paintwork finish is just perfect. It's frankly like getting a brand new computer. I mean, I didn't expect it not to, but you know, it's incredible the quality of it. And there's a little gap there, which I believe if you're putting a 1200 or a 600 in here, that's for the PCM CIA. So okay, so let's pop that down there a moment. There are some goodies inside of this, which I don't know whether I'm going to open this up, guys, on the stream, just because I believe there is a knack to doing this, and I want to read the manual of how to do it, and just to rewatch Stephen's video that he put out yesterday on the little knack, and I don't want to rush into that, but I can explain what's in here if necessary. So oh wow, Pints has an Amiga 3000 decked out. Wow, that's awesome. So there's the main unit. Let's just move this out of the way. So there's a couple of other boxes. Let's see what's in those. Okay, this is a slightly heavier of the two boxes. Let's just angle that up a bit. Yeah, so yeah, A500 boards, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I used to have an Amiga 3000. I'll go into all of that short. Oh, look, it's the keyboard. There we go, look at that. So that's the keyboard in there. Or the keyboard case. So just bend lid 45 degrees and pull. Okay, I might give it a go. I might be brave. So yeah, you've got some nice decked out Amigas, some of you. So I'm quite low end when it comes to Amigas. I spend most of my time working on a basic Amiga 600 with a 68,000, but I love it. So look at that. Isn't that nice? Feels nice and light as well. It's not heavy. It's made of metal, but yeah, it's not heavy. So yeah, it is an amazing upgrade, Arnold. You're absolutely right. So keys were extras. yeah, so I'll explain all that in a minute, Dave. But yes, you don't get the keyboard with this as such. Yeah, the keys are extras. So, hey Mara, how you doing? Good to see you. So, I paid for this as extra, Phil, this keyboard case. So not everybody will have this. So, I'll explain sort of what my plans are shortly. So we'll just unsticking this here. Wow, look at this. Oh, this is like having a new computer. It's the best kind of computer as well because it doesn't actually have any computer in it, so it can never crash and therefore never wind you up. So it will not guru meditate as it stands. Okay, so wow, look at that. So this part is basically composed of, so there's some extra cables now, I'll go through those in a moment. But there's basically two pieces. So this is the top plate. So that basically is what sits on the top, and then there's this bottom part here, sort of like the tray as it were, where the keyboard from your Amiga 500 or 1200 slots into. So yeah, I'm doing very well, thanks Mara. Yes, I'm just knee deep in boxes and stuff. So you was robbed, was you, Neil? Oh dear, not good. So yes, it's aluminium, as Stephen says. It's really light, you know, but not flimsy. I will say that much. This is a nice solid. Yeah, you're going to rewrap it in cling film. Good for you. But if you want to be posh, you could do it in tin foil. There was always one kid at lunchtime, wasn't it, that had their sandwiches wrapped in tin foil, and you thought, ooh, you come from a well-off family using tin foil like that. So yeah. So look at that. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? And you'll see up here, it's got a couple of little LED gaps for the Amiga 500 keyboard there. So I'm not sure how that works with the 1200, but maybe there's a different case to the 1200. So yeah, is second-hand Amigas didn't cut enough already? Absolutely. So who created this case? Take my money, DTs. You know it. So this is going to be pretty sweet. And DTs, we're going to be building this live on Saturday. So once I've RTFM'd. So okay, so what else have we got here? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that's this piece here. I can tell what this is. This DIN connector, that goes on the back of the case, the Checkmate case. This end here goes onto the Amiga 500 motherboard. So there's probably a different. I think you need to get something like a key RAR, I think it's called, for the Amiga 1200, because it has obviously the membrane connector, whereas obviously the Amiga 500 is a bit more of the keyboard's a bit more self-contained. So that goes onto Amiga 500 500 Plus's motherboard, and then this bit. Don't know what this bit's for. Maybe it's for getting like. No, maybe not. Don't know what that bit's for. Maybe it's for saying my keyboard's better than yours because it's got 2 extra wires. So yeah, you could put your 464 in there as well, don't you know it? So there's no posh when it comes to unboxing, so ain't no posh when it comes to me doing unboxings, that's for sure. So the only way that this ends up being slightly posh is the fact I'm drinking tea as I do it. So yeah, it's the price of nostalgia, isn't it, Rob? Yeah, absolutely, DTs, yeah. Hey there, Rob, how you doing? It's for the power LED. Okay, LED power, okay. Oh, I suppose that goes into the front of the case. No, I haven't RTFM'd, I've just done an unboxing. Okay, so, and then this bit is obviously the connection between the connector on the back of the case to the back of this keyboard chassis here. So nice cable, nice black cable, so it's all good. And then oh, we've got another one, and that one's got some spiky bits on it. I'm guessing this goes into, there's probably a header on the Amiga 500 keyboard, I'm guessing, where that goes into. Must be, mustn't it? because that would go on the back of this keyboard case, wouldn't it? And that's why the pins stick out. So this bit obviously goes onto Amiga 500 keyboard. I'm only doing this from memory. So a free MIDI cable, so for floppy, yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll be using the floppy drive for this, Steve. So, and then we've got all the keys. Oh, and a little Checkmate 1500 plus sticker. Isn't that cool? I'm not sure if I'm going to be using that, but I will be putting something on it. So I've got all the screws. So yeah, that's a plasma conduit for the ion green drive. I have no idea what that is, Doug. Oh, we've got more screws in here. So oh, I've got more stuff. So lots of screws. So hopefully I won't be screwed on Saturday when it comes to actually putting this together. So okay, so that's all good. So I'm going to put all these bits back in here just so I don't lose them. So yes, I've not obviously read the manual because you've literally watched me unbox this live. So right, okay, let's put those back in there. And as Dave says, the MIDI cable. No worry, DTs, you're welcome. So you've got 2 of those in your box. You've got RMC missing one. That's your one, is it? Oh, it's in the post now. Okay, so let's put that over there. So we have one other cardboard box here. I don't quite know what's in here. I'm guessing this is some of the extra plastic components or something. So oh, thank you, DTs. You've got to drop off. Well, thank you so much for dropping in. We'll be doing creative streams soon. This feels a bit unreal to me doing something like this. It has to be said. I'm much more in my element with my little Amiga 600 doing animations and graphics. So yeah, this is oh, okay. This is interesting. We've got some bubble wrap. Yes, we can bring them all to Swag, absolutely. I'm going to be booking my tickets after this, Neil, so this will be there. Always read the manual, says Mad Pete. Absolutely, so that's what I'm going to be doing for next day, so. Oh, thanks, Tyel. Thank you so much. I hope your little one's okay. It's been lovely to see you. If you've enjoyed the video, just drop us a like. There will be a live stream on Saturday. Yes, Sabertooth. So it's basically going to be an extended video of me just building the things. So yeah. So yeah. So look out for that. So oh, okay. So these bits here, they're there to cover the backplane gaps, which is nice. So which was nice. Sorry. Oh, I've got an extra floppy drive. Maybe I didn't need that one, but I've got it just in case I want to put an extra floppy drive in, which is nice. Which is also nice. And another little plastic bit, which will obviously be explained in the manual. Oh, I've got a CD-ROM drive one as well. Look at that. Is that for CDs? Looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Excellent. Hey, Rob. Yes, no worries at all. Have a lovely evening too. So yes, it will be fun. And then we've got another one for a normal sort of floppy drive that's presumably got its you know, faceplate, or if I want to go really crazy, an LS120 or a zip drive or something like that, and go, or a SideQuest drive of some description, you know, go magneto-optical in 2019 or whatever it is. But they were a bit bigger, those things. So yeah, some nice little components there, which I shall make good use of. And I've got another little bit of bubble wrap here. So. Oh, Pints are so kind, thank you. So, yeah, it will be a fun stream. Basically, it's yeah, I'm not entirely sure what time it will be, but it will start reasonably at a reasonably good time to sort of try and capture people far and wide. It's a little bit difficult with some people being on like Pacific Standard Time, which is like 9 hours behind and so forth. But I'd imagine that I'll probably start around about 2 PM British Summer Time, so that's 1 PM UTC. But do watch my Twitter. Make sure you excuse me, subscribe to my channel and you should get a notification, I guess. So yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So you're convinced you're buying one. Awesome. That's I can thoroughly recommend this pints. This is the best. This is the best. So yeah, I'm glad I got on the Kickstarter as well. I was I regretted selling the Amiga 3000. We'll go into that shortly. Okay, so this is a tray for something. Let's have a little look. Shouldn't be ripping bubble wrap really, should I? But oh well, I've been so patient with all the rest of it. So is that for a Raspberry Pi? It's probably in the manual as well. I know, sorry, I you know, I've not read it yet, have I? That's why I'm live streaming this, but I will read it. So it could be that, or maybe it's for, it could be for serving tea on. You know, your tea is served. Thank you very much. It's cold now. Cheers. Actually, no. I think this is something to do with a CD-ROM drive, isn't it? Oh well, but yeah, if I ever do get one of those stop reading drives, that would, yeah, I think it's something to do with that. It looks, yeah, but it's a thing to do, something to do with CD-ROM drive, I believe. So, right, okay, so that is all of the goodies. Wow, isn't that amazing? So let's just bring the case up front and centre again. I'm going to change camera view in a minute, guys. Just so I can talk about things in a little bit more comfort, as my knees are now killing me. So, and I can hear the faint murmur of my mum's saying to me, "Make sure you tidy up after yourself." She's not here, by the way. Mostly on account of her living 150 miles away. Does tend to keep her off the scene. So, right. So yeah, let's just put some of this card in here, just so I've got a bit of room to actually move a chair into place. So yeah, amazing work, Stephen. Amazing work, Rob Deedless, who's in the chat. I'm gonna try and open this thing up, just so we can see what's in there, the final goodies, and then I'll talk through the plans for it and some of my reasoning for getting this case. So yeah, so yeah, this is extraordinary. It really is. Let me just bear with me one moment, guys. Where to put all the stuff, isn't it? So let's put this up here. Right, just making a bit of room. I didn't even need the scissors at all. Able to rip it open with my bare hands. So let's just move the camera a moment, guys. Right, so I'm going to move the keyboard out of the way for the moment, actually, and that. Good. Right, okay. Okay, I think we're more or less in situ again. Right, let's just try and catch up with some of the chat. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to catch up with all of you because there's just so much of it. So, oh yes, thanks for confirming Steve's DVD tray holder. So, yeah, oh, yeah, the DVD. Oh yeah, okay, to full height. I see. Yeah, it's definitely worth every penny, Phil. So, hope you enjoyed the Edinburgh Fringe. So, is there a provision for USB or GoTech drives? I guess so. I'm not the best person to ask about that. There are some USB mounts at the front. Yeah, I think part of those plastics is to do with all of that. So, oh, thanks, Doug. It's been great to have you along. So, yeah, look forward to the build this weekend. Hope it all goes well. So, thanks for dropping in and thank you for sharing the stream earlier on. I really appreciate that. It's always appreciated. Oh, well, that was exciting, wasn't it? So, anyway, I'm just going to have some tea. Oh, not there. I wouldn't do that to you. So, right, okay. So, what are my plans with the case? My plan is to basically put this Amiga 500 that you can see in front of you here into the case. That is the plan. And basically, I'll show you that in a moment. Let's move that out of the way. I've got to be careful picking this up because it's a little bit, it's not actually screwed together at the moment. So there's an Amiga 500. You might have seen one of these before, possibly. So yeah, so this will be going in there. This is thanks to Tim Sanzian, who very kindly offered to sell one of his Amiga 500s to me. So all working, which is nice. And yeah, so this will be going in there. IKEA teapot. I don't think so. No, I think it might be from Sainsbury's actually. So, but very similar. So it's it takes tea leaves. I don't drink tea, which is maybe tea bags when I'm at home. So always tea leaves. So liquids near computers, living on the edge. I know. Always the way with me, isn't it? Oh, the Fringe was great. Was it, Phil? Awesome. So, may not want to inbox. Yeah, absolutely. So, unbox yours. Yeah, it was perfect. So, this Amiga 500 is going to go in there. It probably doesn't really come out too much in this, but it's a little bit crusty looking, this one, but it's fully functional. The bottom side of it's a bit more crusty, so it's the ideal donor for it because whilst this case could be scrubbed up somewhat, and I probably will do that at some point, just so it's all nicely packaged away, because obviously I'll be keeping hold of this casing regardless. Inside of here, ta-da, like so. I didn't throw it, folks. I've still got it in my hands. My chibi's in the way, so I'm going to spin around like this. Oh, look how pretty that looks. So there it is. So I'm just going to hold the floppy drive there just in case. So there it is. It's pretty. Oh yes, you can see where that keyboard thing goes now. I understand it. So that basically goes in there. So that bit with the pins goes into that, obviously. Cool. Okay, so let's just unplug that. So as you can see, this keyboard's going to need a good old scrub up as well. So yeah, basically this keyboard will be going into that case. So yeah. So oh, that's a shame. Trying to oversolve. That's so sad. I'll mention which rev this is shortly. Some of you might have already spotted it, but basically, yeah, it'll need a good old clean up. This one. I did actually also go on the campaign for the new keycaps on Indiegogo, so I may yet use the keycaps from that. But I have to say, actually, on the whole, I think this keyboard will be fine once it's scrubbed up. So, hey Miyako, come stai? Did Santa Claus arrive? He did indeed. And Santa Claus was in the shape of Rob Cranley and Stephen Jones. Okay, and then inside here is obviously the Amiga 500 motherboard there, so it all works, despite being a slightly dirty Amiga 500. It's the Rev 6A, so pretty common revision, slightly later Amiga 500, but I went for this one because it supports the 1 megabyte Agnes with the ACA, which I'll go into in a moment. So that is actually screwed in at the moment. So yeah, basically this Rev 6A will be going in there, and then with the ACA that will give me 1 mega chip RAM once I put the 501 in there, which is in my other Amiga 500 at the moment. So which will make it plenty good enough to do my animation work on and so forth. So what power supply am I going to use, Arnold? That's a good question. I will talk about that very shortly, actually. Newer Greenlight A500 is all set new. Oh, keyboard control. Yeah, so mostly Stephen Jones indeed. So this is the motherboard that's going to go in there. So that's all good. But yeah, it's pretty clean overall, this motherboard. I'll give it a bit of a clean up of sorts, but I don't want to disturb it too much. So, but yeah, it all works. So my B52 Rock Lobster will be going in there. So yeah, so the ideal donor machine for it, really. So yeah, so that's what will be going in there, and then I will be using the floppy drive as well, which I have actually serviced. But, well, when I say serviced, I'm not a computer hardware guru. I cleaned the drive detect thing, nodule thing, because it was reporting that the drive was the disc wasn't inserted, so I cleaned it up and now it works fine. So I don't get into the business of cleaning drive heads. I let somebody who knows what they're doing do that stuff. So just because I know how easy it is to damage it. So yeah, so that's basically the donor machine. So let's just pop that in. It's got the eject button. You'll notice on the front of the case, which I'll bring back up front in a moment, that the eject button will poke through quite nicely. So yeah, so that's my Amiga 500 Rev 6A that will be going in there. So, oh Neil, your phone died. That's what happens to you when you have a week off, isn't it, Neil? So yes, I was just basically saying that a spare Rev 6A Amiga 500 that Tim Sansian very kindly from the Futures 8-Bit sold to me, that will be going in there. So that will have 1 mega chip RAM, and once I put this little beauty in there, so obviously a spare little Amiga 86 pin adapter there, and then basically I'll show you this in a moment. So I'm going to go on about the power supply shortly, Pete. So yeah, but that sounds good. So I've been dragging out for 57 minutes so far. Damn right I have, Dave. You know you're enjoying it, really. So basically this ACA 500 Plus will be going in the machine. I've actually it makes me sound like I've got loads of money, shall we say, to have 2 of these, but I don't really. I put my money towards things that I really want, and this is a good bit of kit. So the reason why this is quite good is that, one, it's plenty fast enough for what I do with Amigas. I don't have any use for an 060 or an 040 or whatever Amiga these days, but what's quite nice is that you've got the compact flash cards up the front there. Can I get a good angle on that? Not really. But basically that allows me to put a boot disk in there for the hard drive, and also there's a slot which you can easily sort of hot plug cards in there. So these are really nice cards, plus they do a few other bits. So yeah. Yes, it's going to be powered through the side expansion port. Yeah, so 3 meters, what was that for? Sorry. Won't that be hanging out the side? You're going to see a clever trick in a moment. Try to wave, absolutely. So, yeah. So that's going to go in there. I remember back in the day when people towered their Amigas, that was one of the slight benefits of the Amiga 500. It was much easier to power through the side expansion port. But then those of us who towered our Amiga 1200s back in the day would have probably powered it through the floppy drive connector, because then you lost, I think, the -12 volt line, so all the sound was messed up on your Amiga. But you can actually power them straight through the floppy power socket on the motherboard. You certainly could on a 1200 anyway, so that will be going in there. So and that's really about it, to be honest with you. I don't want to go overboard with this, So, let me show you how this is all going to work. This is going to involve me opening this up for the first time, so this could be interesting. Hot tea and smashing into the desk. I've been expecting you, Mrs. Klutz. This way? There we go. Okay. So, let's see what we've got here. That should do the trick. So let's see whether we can completely knacker this case to start with. Right, I think it's pretty straightforward by the looks of it. Again, I've not RTFM'd, but I have watched a video of this. Bloody hell, Stephen. Whew. Oh, dear me. They're in there. I assume I'm doing the right thing here. Must be. Oh, sorry, this is just taking quite a bit of energy to unscrew it. I'm just going to get another screwdriver, folks. Ugh. I don't know if that will make it a bit easier for me. Yours was a little tight, best on the desk. Oh, I see. Yeah, as you can see, I'm a bit limited for room here. That's okay. Ah, that's better. I can actually... I remember you saying on the video that there was a couple that just need a little bit of a knack to it, but that's okay. Put it on a desk and use a PZ1. I have no idea what a PZ1 is. But yeah, a desk would be better, wouldn't it? So... yeah, the ACA is a great little board. I use it on my, the other one I've got on my Amiga 500. Ah, that one's coming out a lot easier. On my Amiga 500, which I dig out every once in a while, it runs like absolute stink, it does, so... But then I'm used to using my Amiga 600, so, okay. Ooh, there you go, that's just like so, and then... Oh dear. Sorry, Stephen. I'm not trying to destroy your handiwork here. Aha. Clunk. Right. Right, let me get... I don't know how I can show this a bit better. But basically, if I turn this around... give a little kiss in the back for you. Look forward to building Saturday, would be awesome. See you then. Thanks for joining us, Arnold. I hope you're well. So, yeah, it was fine, Stephen. I managed, got there in the end. So basically, what you can hopefully see, just about here. It's going to be hard for me to show this now that I've moved the tripod and everything. But basically, here is a right-angled adapter for the Amiga 500's expansion slot. So the 86-pin connector, and the idea is that I'll have to take this off probably, I guess, because I don't think I can shimmy the motherboard and otherwise, but I might be wrong. I'm going to have to read the manual. But basically the idea is that the Amiga's 500 86-pin connector goes in at the bottom here, just where my fingers are, and then on top of that, this little connector here is where the power supply will plug into, so I'll show you that in a moment. So I'm not going to be using the Amiga 500's power supply, I'll be using an SFX power supply, which I've got over there. So So that plugs into there. It handily has something to basically give a dummy load so that the power supply kicks in, because that was a problem I had when I tabbed my 1200 even 20 odd years ago, is that the Amiga 1200 didn't draw enough current for the power supply to register that it needed to basically power the system. So, and then this slot here, the first one, is for the ACA. So basically this is like the 86 pin connector turned at a right angle. So the idea with that is that you can, now this will have to go upside down. So in theory, now I could get this horribly wrong, but I'm going to guess it would go in that way around. I'll have to obviously double check this before I power it all on, otherwise I'll zap it, but that would make sense at least, because then the compact flash cards are pointed in the right direction. But the idea is that that then sits inside like so. I don't know if that shows very well on what you can see there. Like so. Can you see that? Yeah, I'll make sure. I won't actually put it all together properly, Stephen, tonight. I'll basically, after the stream's finished, then I'll put it back together properly so that it's so that I've got a more stable surface, shall we say. So yeah. Will I be attaching an accelerator to this? No, I won't be. Try to wave. I've got plenty enough speed out of these machines. You know, sort of with the ACA 500, it's plenty fast enough for what I need to do. It'll do everything that I want it to. So yeah. And actually, that's quite handy because I wanted to show you the little adapter. So I'm just going to set all of this down now. So what you can see there is the little sort of adapter that goes into the top 86 pin sort of right angle connector, and then there's basically one more slot above that which is a Zorro 2 compatible slot. So yeah, so that's quite a lot to do. Yeah, the board will be upside down, yeah, so that's something I'm going to have to be very attentive of, Deedless, or Rob, shall I say. So yeah, you're very interested how much clearance there is between the case and the accelerator boards. Well, we might find that out on Saturday, I'm guessing, Pete, actually. So yeah, let's just get stuck in now. I'm going to take my time with this one. There's a lot to make sure I get right. So there's I have to spend some time making sure that I do this properly. So yeah. That's not going to come out very easy now, is it? But anyway, it doesn't matter. But that shows you what that is. So yeah. So that's all of that. Let's put that to one side as well. Gosh almighty, it's like a digital graveyard around here. Right. So yeah. So basically, getting towards the end of the stream now. So why am I building this Amiga Checkmate 1500 plus, shall we say? Well, as I mentioned earlier on in the stream, I had an Amiga 3000 20 odd years ago. Loved it, absolutely loved it. It was a beautiful machine. It was mostly stock. I don't recall actually. I think I remember trying an A3640, except, you know, like CPU card in it from Amiga 4000, but I could never get it to work. But mostly it was pretty bog standard. It was a 68030, still had its original 40 megabyte SCSI drive in there. It dual booted Kickstart 1.3 and 2.04 because it had the older Super Kickstart ROMs in there, so which was actually really handy. And then I had a Golden Gate 386SX card in there, which gave me an IBM PC essentially, VGA card for Windows. I think I also had an 8 meg RAM card in the Zorro slots. And plus, obviously, the motherboard RAM, which I think was 4 meg fast and 2 meg chip on my 3000. But otherwise, it was fairly stock and it was just brilliant. It was one of the best Amigas I ever owned. Really solid. Used to love using CanDo and Dulux Paint and all those kinds of applications on it. It was just incredible. It really was. And then I sold it in, I think it was 2001. There was a after the World of Amiga show stopped in London, they started this show up north called the Alt WOA in the north of England. It was near Huddersfield, this particular meeting, and I sold it there for £125. yeah, with the bridge board and all the other bits and pieces in it. So yeah, the only bit that I had left over from it, and I can only assume it didn't sell with it because I forgot to take it with me, was the original Amiga Vision folio that came with it with all the software, which I've still got somewhere. So so I have actually installed that software, so the disc still works. So that's the only bit I've got left from the 3000 really. So yeah, so that's the idea. Yeah, how is it to mount USB to the front? That I don't know whether I'm going to be able to answer myself, but we'll see what we can do. So yeah, basically that's the reason I'm building this, is that because I regret to this day selling that Amiga 3000. I should never have sold it really, but basically in the year 2000, when my towered Amiga 1200 died, that was when I left all the Amiga stuff. And to be fair, by that stage I was pretty much using my Amiga as a Macintosh anyway, through using Fusion and Shapeshifter. So I wasn't really doing a lot of Amiga applications by then, except for maybe the odd bit of D-Paint, but even that became a bit difficult in the later days because with RTG cards and stuff like that, it just never really got on with those. So that's why the Amiga 3000 is good, because it was a good Amiga to use D-Paint on. But yeah, so sadly, yeah, in those latter days, my Amigas were mostly used as Macintoshes through emulation. So basically, when the 1200 died, I just basically exited the Amiga scene. I got myself a compact PC for second hand, and that was it until last year when I dug my Amiga 600 out of the loft, which has been with me since 1993. So yeah, so I won't cover up anymore. So there you go. You can see the light again now. So yeah, you're sneaking a peek from work. So yeah, definitely it was pants, definitely, Rob. So yeah, and I wonder how much it's worth as well. Yeah, so you're sneaking a peek from work, DTs. Yeah. She chucked out a Neo Geo. Ooh, dear me. That's really sad. Oh, Neo Geo. Oh dear, I don't have a Neo Geo. I do own some of the they ported a few of the titles to the PlayStation 2, so I've got a few of those on DVD. Well, you know, on PS2, but yeah, otherwise my main console these days tends to be the PC Engine, I suppose, at the moment, but also the Mega Drive and SNES still gets a look in. So you also use your Mac, your Amiga as a Mac for age as well, DTs. Yeah, so yeah, it was a sad story. So yeah, I mean, I held out as long as possible, but to be fair, even if the 1200 hadn't died, I'd have had to have got a PC at some point, because using an Amiga as a Macintosh worked really well for many years, because I had a 68040 by the end of it, and in fact, actually, lastly, I had a Blizzard PPC, not the Power PC side, that helped speed up the Macintosh side of things, but for many years, using my Amiga as a Mac was better than any of the Macintoshes that we had at college, because it was no 40, whereas most of the Macs at college, until they got the PPCs, were either these very early Power PC Macintoshes, which were really slow because they were running 68K software under emulation, or they were older LC3s and stuff like that with 030s in them, which were fine, but you know, an 040 Amiga was absolutely top notch for doing Macintosh work, and I used to use Photoshop on it and Illustrator and Quark Express and stuff like that, and PageMaker. So ever had an Amiga 1000? I would love to, but there's only so much room, to be honest with you, and I can't ever see myself ever getting one, to be honest with you, DTs. If I had more money and more room and less of a desire to go out and do other things with my life next year or the year afterwards, because I am hoping to well, at least for a year or two, move to Japan. Kind of, it's only going to be a temporary thing. I will be coming back to the UK eventually. I'm not going to, unless somehow Japan charms me even more than I expect and they don't manage to deport me. But yeah. So yeah, I don't have any need for an Amiga 1000 at the moment. I'd love one, but ultimately to be honest with you, the perfect Amiga for me is this 600. It's, it can take 2 megabyte of chip RAM straight off the bat, so that means that I can do all the animation I could want off of it. I can put some fast memory in, which I've done, and it's got a compact flash card as a hard disk. Job done. It's everything I need out of an Amiga, really. So yeah, so Pete, you're right. Yeah, basically the PC's helped you get the the Amigas back eventually and make the money. So yeah. So how is the Checkmate? Well, the Checkmate is astonishing, dazzling, lovely to see you. So I've obviously taken the top of this now, but here it is again, folks. There it is. Look how beautiful it is. Oh, so excited! Yay! So yeah, it's really beautifully put together, and you can see there's a lovely little LED panel at the front there for me to read the manual and work out how it all works. So there's a little power what's it there. So it's extraordinarily well built. I'm going to treat it with respect after the stream and do exactly what Steve says, which is basically to put this on a desk and put this together back properly, because I don't want to damage this. I want to, you know, give this the love and care that it deserves. So yeah, it's just stunning, and just looking at the way all these plastic components work, it's a very solid work of art, and man, it does smell like those new PC cases you used to get. So Disco HR says, sold your A595, always regretted it. Oh, that's a shame. So many people did bail out on the Amiga around about that time. No, I mean, I only stuck around because I was using it as my computer by then, really. I wasn't really using my Amigas for games much after 94, because I got the Super Nintendo for my games. I did buy the odd Amiga game, but after about 95 I didn't really buy any Amiga games. I think the last Amiga game I possibly bought was Worms, because I had the Super Nintendo, and I think it was 97 I got a PlayStation. So, but I was using Amiga as my home computer, so because I didn't have the means to afford a PC at the time, because they were still like $1,000 or so, brand new, and second hand they were still very expensive. So like eventually I got the Amiga 1296, which was fantastic, and gradually I was able to upgrade that bit by bit. So yeah. A Performer 6400, yeah. So, and Painter, yeah, Painter was brilliant. I used to use Corel Painter quite a lot, even up until I was probably still using Corel Painter until about 2006, 2007 with my Wacom and Mac. Sadly, I had to sell the whole lot in 2007 due to being made redundant. Or well, I wasn't made redundant at that time. I actually resigned my job and different times. So, but yeah, I can't remember what the the Macs that we had at college. They were mostly a mixture of LCs. There was quite a few performers like the 475s, or there was the all-in-one ones, wasn't there? The very early ones that they did. But lastly, around about 98, 99, they bought some new PowerPC Macintoshes. They had PowerPC 7300s, I think, were the main ones that they had. The desktop ones, they were quite nice machines, and that was getting, once you ran Photoshop native PPC on it, it was faster than using my Amiga. But yeah, for a long time my Amiga was faster than using a real Mac. So especially as that right lid screw is a bit tight. Absolutely, Stephen, I need to give it a bit of love and care. So get yourself a Sharp X68000. My word, have you seen the size of most of these apartments that you get put up with? Well, you have to pay for. So I think it would basically be me and my PC engine in the bed. That sounds wrong. You know what I mean. Basically, there's going to be only enough for me and a tiny little machine. If I do get to Japan, which I will, I am going. Basically, it's going to be me, the PC engine, and the Amiga 600. I'll probably have to ship the 600 out separately, though. So yeah. So DT, what are you going to stuff to the 1500 plus? We've made a decision. Oh yes, because you were just outside of the chat just for a moment. So basically, the Amiga 500 is going in here with an ACA 500 plus. So it'll be a nice, pretty nippy Amiga, about roughly just over half the speed of an Amiga 3000 with an 03025 in it. Plenty enough for what I use an Amiga for these days, which is Deluxe Paint, a bit of personal paint occasionally, Can Do, Scala. I do the odd bit of word processing on it just for the sheer, like, how isn't this cool kind of thing. And also I won't be using it so much on the Amiga 500, but or in this case, but I also use things like Draw Studio, but I do tend to also use ProVector, so that's a really good structured drawing package. So yeah. You got the G4 Quicksilver now. Beautiful machine, tried away sod. I regret selling, well, that was the machine I just was saying about in 2007. I had to sadly sell as my digital audio G4 Power Mac. Beautiful machine. Had an upgraded G4 in that. I had a 1.2 gigahertz G4 in there. Radeon graphics card of some description in there. Ran like stinks, so PC Engine in the veg. Yeah, sorry, that bad image, folks. I'm not that kind of person, so I will be going to Japan DTs, don't worry. So my plan is basically that I'll be teaching English as a foreign language out there. So yeah, and then in the meantime, my plan is actually to go to a rural part of Japan, purely because that's what I think my soul needs, really. I mean, where I live is fairly rural here, to be honest with you, so we don't have street lights and stuff like that. So but I'm not really a city girl, really, but I will definitely be visiting places like Osaka and Kyoto and many of the other cities, and Sapporo and Noti Tokyo and all the rest of it. So I'll definitely be visiting the cities whilst I'm there, but yeah, it's I will be heading to the more rural parts, I'd imagine. So G5 and a Pismo, nice. Yeah, Pismos were nice laptops. So Bondi Blue iMac, I would love a Bondi Blue iMac. I almost bought one about a month or two ago, but I just thought I really don't have the room. I really don't. It'll be a waste. So I did have a Bondi Blue G3 iMac, but again that probably was sold about 10 years ago. So yeah, there are, Dazzy, aren't there? I follow a lot of YouTubers on you know, sort of you know, expats, shall we say, out in Japan, you know, sort of yeah, so like Chris abroad in Japan and stuff like. There's not so much to do with the retro stuff, it's just general hijinks in Japan and stuff. So yeah, Nico, I've heard of that, Dazzy. Yeah, I've heard of this. PowerBook 520C, nice. William, I used to have a PowerBook 1400C, and that was a nice little laptop. So yeah, Phil says that the lampshade iMac was the only one that you fell in love with after Amiga. That was a nice machine. Never had one though. So there used to be one at university behind the. There used to be this little computer shop in one of the buildings. I think it was in the. I can't remember the name of the building now, but it was in the Moulsecoombe campus anyway, and in the background there where you went to go and buy your floppy disks and Ethernet cables. That dates me a bit, doesn't it? Basically, they had those lampshade iMacs behind the scenes. So yeah, so there it is, folks. There's a Checkmate case. So I was going to tell you a little funny story about my Amiga 3000. So basically, one of the ways that I used to get various cool bits of Amiga kit back in the days when I couldn't afford to buy it all myself was to trade stuff. So occasionally you'd get bits and pieces which you weren't going to make use of, and you'd do a little trade. So like, for example, I had that, I purchased an A3640, as I mentioned, couldn't get it working in the 3000. So a friend of mine at the time wanted to trade some Amiga goodies for the 040 card. So basically I swapped him that for a 21-inch Philips CRT, 21-inch, huge thing. I think an 8 meg Zorro card, which is the one that did go in my 3000, and some other bits, maybe a SCSI CD-ROM drive, stuff like that generally. And so basically I got this 21-inch monitor, and it was huge. I mean, it was massive. It was, I mean, it must have gone back about 3 feet or so. It was absolutely huge. And hey Ravi, how you doing? It is beautiful, isn't it? So basically I got this monitor and I thought, well, it's going to have to sit on top of the Amiga 3000. So basically somehow I managed, with a bit of help probably from my dad or my brothers, managed to sort of heave this thing up onto the Amiga 3000 case, and like, blonk. There it was on there. And the beautiful thing about the Amiga 3000 was that it had the scan doubled output, flicker fixed output with the Amber chip. So basically you could plug a VGA monitor straight in. So did that, worked perfect. You could, I mean, it was a big old screen. The refresh rates on the high resolutions weren't so great, but it was a big old screen. And then one day I got back, probably from college or something like that, put the Amiga 3000 on, so a bit like pushed a button in, and the machine turned on. You could hear the power supply fan kicking in, but I noticed that these power LEDs and the hard disk light, they were no longer working. I thought, that's strange, maybe it's somehow become disconnected or something like that. So we managed to get the Amiga 3000, you know, the monitor off the Amiga 3000, and we basically opened it all up. And I noticed that what had happened is that this monitor had slowly been crushing my Amiga 3000, and there was this strut, I believe, that went front to back on the Amiga 3000. It was bent from the weight of this, and you could see that these LEDs had actually been crushed. You know, that basically the innards of the case had also been compressing them, and basically the connectors onto the little PCB that they were on completely crushed to smithereens. Oh, so yeah. Yeah, I hope you're well, Ravi. So, how is it to get Swag from Leeds? I assume that you'll be coming by train, would it, and Dasley? If you're driving, it's very easy. You would come out of Leeds whichever way you prefer. I suppose there's two ways, isn't there? Well, I suppose it's the M61 either way, isn't it? Then the M62, M6, M5, and then M4, and then whatever the A road is to get to Yates. So quite easy. Or you can come down the other way, straight down the M1, and then I suppose you could go down the A42 and then the M42, and then that would take you to the M5, and then yeah, straight down to the. Well, I suppose you could also. There's a road that cuts across, isn't there, from Gloucester down to. Anyway, car's quite easy. Trains, no idea at all. So, I created the Slim A3000, absolutely. So yeah, poor Amiga 3000. So yeah. Yeah, nice to see you again, Paul. So yeah, SCSI on the 3000 is lovely as well. Fast SCSI as well. I mean, it ran like a stink, that machine, for what it was. So best Amiga I ever had. So that is my impetus for obviously getting this case through, because I can't afford to spend, you know, £800 on an Amiga 3000, which may be in questionable condition, and you know, really this was the next best thing, really. So, and I'm gonna love it, and it's never gonna depart. Even when I go to Japan, it'll be stored away somewhere probably, but waiting for me when I come back. So as I say, I'll probably ship the Amiga 600 out, but I very much doubt that I'll be shipping this out. There's limits to my fandom, shall we say. So yeah. Sold nearly 50% of the tail since Vicky started to stream. Well, I better hurry up finishing up the stream, otherwise you might not see me there. So, Vicky has the knowledge. Yeah, I'm a bit strange when it comes to that. Well, I did a geography degree, so I'm good with directions. So, but the only problem is that when I do get lost, I get seriously lost because I lose all my bearings. But I can drive to most places in the UK without looking at a map. So, or at least I can get you in the ballpark. So. Thankfully, obviously when I have to drive, well, not that I would drive around London if you paid me, but if I have to find a city street, I'd never know where that is. But I could drive between most places just fine within the UK without looking. So, wow, try the 3000 UX. What a lovely machine. So, do you guys have any more questions for me? Because I'm going to wrap up the stream soon. Otherwise, if you want me to show you more of the case and stuff, just let me know. I'll try and do my best. But obviously, I need to wrap up within the next 20 minutes or so at most, just because I need to tidy all this up properly without leaving it all out overnight. I want to make sure, as I say, that, you know, Stephen's put so much into this case that I basically put it back together with the love and care that it needs. And not in that, but there's two things I want to read tonight. Number one, actually there's three things I need to do. Number one, I need to, well, actually four things, I need to put all this back together. 2, I need to start reading the manual that it came with. 3, I need to do some Japanese hiragana and katakana practice, because I'm meant to do half an hour every day now. That's going well, isn't it? And then I also want to read some of my Lanma 1/2 manga. So, so yeah. Yeah, Phil, I was the same. I got a Mac for video editing as well because they were really great. That Firewire was brilliant with iMovie. That was such an innovation. I loved iMovie on the iMac G3s with Firewire. Superb bits of kit. So, try to wave sub. What time for Saturday stream? It will be announced on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed. And I think you have to hit a bell or something to get a notification. I hope that makes some sense. But basically, I'm aiming for about 2 PM BST, so that's 1 PM UTC. So, but if in the UK or Portugal or Ireland, that's 2 PM. That's what I'm aiming for. So, oh, thanks, Doug. Sorry, you're back. Sorry, I didn't. If you popped back in and said hi. So, yes. You grew up in UK TTs. Wow, well, you're in Vancouver now. I mean, that's an awesome place to be. So, I mean, there's so many places in Vancouver I would love to go to. So, one day. So, I got as far as Seattle when I travelled North America in 2004. So, but I didn't actually. I made it to Toronto. but I didn't actually explore any more of Canada other than Toronto, sadly. So, yeah. Yeah, the gas fire is, yeah, we need that in the winter, but it's baking hot in here tonight. Maybe it's all the excitement, who knows. So, yeah. Yeah, Phil, it really was a revelation. I loved it. I was so productive. It was sad really because in my at college when I was doing my A-level media studies, when we got the iMac G3s with Firewire, basically in the corner, it would have been in that corner of the room, not this room obviously, but in the main sort of room where all the technology was with all the dubbing machines and all this stuff. There was basically a bench of all the older stuff, so all the dubbing machines, as I say, all the different tape decks, all of the mixing desks and all the rest of it. And in the corner was an Amiga 500 with a Genlock. So, and every now and then I would be the only person who would fire up that Amiga 500 and play with a Genlock and, you know, sort of editing videotapes and stuff on that, you know, with titles and a bit of Scala on there. But it was only the home titler version of Scala because this was a basic Amiga 500 with like a 1 meg expansion, so that's all it could run. But yeah, sadly, the Amiga 500 in my media studies class was pretty much an abandoned orphan by the time the Macs and the PCs were brought into there. So yeah. Yeah, keep showing the fireplace. Yeah, we'll keep this view going. So, you're still here, Pints? Well done. So, yeah. Oh, thank you. That's very nice, DTs. Well, as I said the other night, if you want to drop me your details on Twitter and that, make sure we're all connected. So that would be all good if you do Twitter. That is, I'm not really a social media person. I only use Twitter for stuff to do with my YouTube channel and talking about retro stuff and my drawing and bits and pieces like that, and me rambling on about manga and anime quite often as well. So yeah, so I'm not really a user of social media for personal purposes. My social media is going up to people, shaking their hand and having a chat with them, or giving them a telephone call, or sending them a text. I'm a bit old school with that regard. So yeah, Scala was a dream with a Genlock. A superb piece of software. And, you know, I remember, actually I think I was the one who brought Scala in because they had something like TV text on this Amiga, but I brought in HT100 just to show that this machine could still be useful because, you know, VHS tapes were still kind of being used at the time, and you know, DVD had only been out for a year or so. You know, I seem to think it was about a year or so anyway, so videotapes were still very much a thing, so they were quite surprised what this old Amiga they had in the corner could still do. Yeah, and even at my secondary school, the music room, which is probably, as I said, music technology or whatever it was that I said a minute ago, the music room, they had an Amiga 500 in there with a MIDI, you know, sort of connection. They used to do MIDI sequencing with the Yamaha keyboards and the Casio keyboards and stuff, you know, that we had. So, or I suppose they're more synthesizers really, weren't they? I mean, we didn't have a DX7 or even a DX100, but we certainly had some half decent Yamaha synths at school. Certainly used to like playing on those. So yeah, try to episode. You got a Genlock and Video Amiga 12. Nice. I never actually had a Video Amiga or capture card like that. So yeah. So are there any more questions, guys? So yeah. So basically, this will have an Amiga 500 placed into it. There'll be a floppy drive put in there. The ACA card. That's about it, really. Maybe one day I'll eventually get a graphics card for it. Just purely so I can do high resolution screens in it, but I can't really honestly see myself doing that because the things that I would need a graphics card for are things like TV paint, and I'll be honest with you, I'll be far better off investing my time in actually Autodesk Sketchbook and just doing it on a modern system. I mean, there's the fancy of saying, "Ooh, wow, cool, I drew a 24-bit picture on the Amiga," but it's a lot of expense, and I could get actually, it's much better for me to invest my time in just improving my digital drawing skills on a modern system. I think personally, just from a career and whatever standpoint, I think so. But yeah, so basically this is going to be a classic Amiga really, so I don't anticipate getting a CD-ROM drive. I do have still some software from back, you know, years ago, which I didn't chuck away, thankfully, some Amiga CD-ROM software, but largely I just thank you very much, CD drive, whacking me with your tail. But yeah, generally these days, if I need to get something off an Amiga CD, I just plug this into my Mac and I dragged the files onto a compact flash card. So yeah. So yes, your music department had an Atari, Phil. Yeah, maybe it was a bit unusual for our music room to use an Amiga, but it worked fine. They used to use Music X and Dr. T's on it, if I remember rightly. So I remember bringing bars and pipes in one day to try on it. So, but I could never really get the hang of bars and pipes. It was a little bit too complicated for me. So, wow, that's amazing, Rabbi. I didn't know that. Ravensbourne Union London. They had a phones running Scarlet to order you for the TV tunes. That is cool. So, you had an Acorn Archimedes in your art class, Goldfish. Yeah. When I was at primary school, it was mostly the BBC Micros and Archimedes, the A3000s. There were some of the desktop ones as well, which I think came in my final year of primary school. Were they A4000s maybe? So yeah. But yes, look out for the next stream, guys. I don't think there's any more questions. I think I've gone through everything I want to. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Hopefully it wasn't too shambolic, that it's been informative, that you've enjoyed it. We've had a bit of fun. I've certainly enjoyed it. So, no worries, DTs. I'll be heading off shortly as well. So, I will be getting some sleep. I don't know what the time is now. I haven't got my watch on, but it's probably about 10:30, I guess. 10 o'clock. I can see it on my Mac. Looking forward to this on Saturday, so look out for the stream, guys. I'm going to go and read some manuals, some manga, some Japanese kana, and it's all good. So it's great to see you. So thanks, Stephen. I hope I didn't scare you too much with my rough handling of things, but I can assure you that a steady pair of hands was used. So night, Dazzly. I hope you figure out how to get down to Swag. It'll be great to see you there. Thanks, Phil. You're playing a port of Avedon for the Amiga. I don't know that one. No way. So I shall have to look at that. Later clock, Phil. Yes, you're right. You're still building. Stephen, you are a stalwart. You really are for putting these together. So make sure you get home soon now. And thanks for everything you've done, Stephen. And I know that Rob has left already, but thank you so much for all the work that Stephen, Rob Cranley, I believe Phil South of Amiga Shopper fame worked on the manual and stuff as well. Paul Kitching obviously doing the amazing artwork and visuals, and everybody else who's contributed to the Checkmate 1500 project, all the other backers that made it possible as well for us to all enjoy this, the potential of this. It's extremely exciting, and I can't believe in 2019 I'm going to be building a brand new Amiga. It's so cool. So it's so awesome to have you all along. If you want to hit the like button if you enjoyed the stream, that would be great. Or an Australian thumbs down if you felt that this really sucked. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. And if you want to subscribe as well, I don't tend to do much of the building of computers or refurbishing them, I'll be honest with you. I tend to do more of the using of them, but we do a lot of video gaming as well on this channel, so if you'd like to subscribe, it would be great to have you along for the ride. So but otherwise, have a great evening, guys. Thanks, William. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for everybody joining me this evening. So I will see you on Saturday, stream to be announced. Have a great evening all. And all remains for me to say is peace.